All right, so y'all know I fuck with anime. Y'all see it on my first channel all the time, bro. I be having random ass Naruto references, all that, bro. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So this is probably one of like, well, this is the first anime. I think this is the first anime reaction, bro. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people not gonna mess with this one, but for my guys who watch it, bro, y'all already know. So this topic has been roaming around in the anime community. I be in touch with it low key. And what it says, what if Kakashi went after Sasuke and the Sound 4? I ain't gonna lie, if y'all watch OG Naruto, y'all, it's no explanation needed, bro. All the Genin and all that, they went after Sasuke, and they ended up losing. But what if Kakashi went solo, just by himself, nobody else? Because if he had help, that'd be too easy. So he got to go by himself. He's too OP. You know what I'm saying? We got to find out, bro. 16-minute video. Let's go, bro. Let's see. Let's see. I'm ready.
So what if Kakashi was the one sent to rescue Sasuke from the Sound?
And I'm going to try not to make this video hella long, because if I really wanted to, I can get in my fucking bag and just be talking fast. I could turn this 16-minute video into like a 45-minute video if I wanted to. But that's what I'm doing now, isn't it? Let me chill.
4 instead of the Genin team we got in the original series. Kakashi would most likely have been the one going if he was in the village when Sasuke left. He didn't go at first only because he wasn't in the village, he was in a mission, but then as soon as he got back and he found out what happened, he immediately ran towards them. So it's very easy to say that had Kakashi been in the village, he would definitely go for Sasuke.
He would have went with all those Genny, bro, and they would have, it would have been so much easier, bro. Like they would have literally fucking. I ain't gonna lie, the mission would have probably been successful, 100%.
To it though, make sure you subscribe to this channel to get
just Naruto and Kakashi going. It probably would have been successful. I believe that.
Get more videos like this in the future. Ring the notification bell, which is very important.
I say Naruto and I meant Naruto and Kakashi. I hope I said that. I don't know.
Important. And like this video as well to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. So in this scenario, we have to first make some assumptions. The first one is the time.
Oh yeah, like this video too. Help me with the YouTube algorithm. I ain't gonna lie.
Kakashi would leave. Would he leave at the same time the Konoha team left in the original? I think we can start with that assumption and then maybe explore other scenarios later if Kakashi got there later or earlier or whatever. But if he left at the same time, the first thing we have to take into consideration is that Kakashi is much faster than anyone in the Genin squad that was sent after Sasuke. So he would catch up to the Sound 4 much quicker than the Genins did. After all, in the original series, when Kakashi found out what happened, he ran towards the Valley of the End in like an hour or so. He got there very fast, much faster than Naruto did, and we can see very clearly that.
Damn. So Naruto took over there because you gotta realize all the fighting, and they got stuck in that little rock by Jirobo, and then they had hella like people try to slow him down. So yeah, it probably did take him like a day. So yeah, if there was no interruption, it wouldn't probably took him a day, but it wouldn't have taken no hours. So yeah, Kakashi's still like hella fast.
That he is just faster. So when would Kakashi encounter the Sound 4 exactly? Because, if you remember correctly, the Sound 4 actually fought a couple of Jonins on their way out of the Leaf Village. They fought against Raido and Genma. And if
yeah, they was drained though. They was like really drained, and they still almost won.
Kakashi caught up with the Sound 4 around that time and got the support from Raido and Genma while he's fighting the Sound 4, it would essentially be 3 Jonins against the Sound 4, and the Sound 4 would get absolutely demolished. Kakashi would be able to retrieve Sasuke without much problem at all, because the Sound 4 were already very tired after fighting only Raido and Genma, and if Kakashi joined that fight, they would have absolutely no chance whatsoever. Kakashi is arguably the strongest Jonin in Konoha. It's either him or Guy, so he's a very powerful foe, even in part 1 when a lot of people downplay him. But nevertheless, Kakashi is orders of magnitude stronger than any member of the Sound 4 individually, that's for sure. So if he gets support from 2 other Jonins, even if they're tired or whatever, there's nothing the Sound 4 can do, even...
Bro, he could take Ibisu. he
with the
wins.
curse mark level 2 whatever, they can't do anything in that scenario. But we can also assume that Kakashi leaves a little bit later and catches up to the Sound 4 more or less when the original team caught up with him, meaning that Kakashi would have to fight them by himself, which is probably a more evenly matched fight. The first thing is that the Sound 4 would have absolutely no chance against Kakashi if they used the same strategy they used against the Genins of leaving one member behind to fight.
And that was the other video. The other video I watched. He was giving Kakashi one-on-one fights. I was like, bro, yo, if they give Kakashi one-on-one fights, they're literally fucking stupid. Like, how dumb do you, yo, I ain't gonna lie, how dumb you have to be. You have to realize how fast he killed Jirobo. Okay, let's gang up on him now. Or if he's like, maybe it was a fluke. He's gonna kill Kidomaru fast as hell. Then it's like, okay, Sakon and Tayu, you gotta gang up on him. If you just let him get one-on-one fights, like, that's gonna be crazy. But yeah, this video definitely makes more sense than the other one. But they have to gang up on him.
Fights the guy who was left there, and
even if they gang up on him, they did gang up on Kimimaru, and then they lost. Kakashi's stronger than Kimimaru, probably in his prime. So, I think they still lose.
just try to run away, because the Genins already beat them most of the time. Shikamaru and Kiba didn't beat their opponents, they were helped by the Sand Village. But nevertheless, if Kakashi fought any member of the Sound 4 one-on-one, they would have absolutely no chance. And we can see that the Sound 4 really respected Kakashi, because when they were infiltrated in Konoha, they saw Kakashi close to Sasuke and they said, oh, we can't really go there right now because Kakashi is with Sasuke and he is very strong. Sure, they didn't want to fight anyone in the Leaf Village because their objective was to get to Sasuke.
I ain't gonna lie, Sakon was capping, right? He said if there's two of us, one slash, and we have his neck, but I wouldn't be. Yeah, he was just in his ego. He would, nigga, he almost, bro. Didn't Kiba give him the slip, bro?
Sasuke delivered the message and then get away. They didn't want to delay themselves fighting in the village because that would also bring commotion and a lot of ninjas would surround them and they would get destroyed. But still, it was very clear that they respected Kakashi even when their entire team was put together. Their only option really would be to fight Kakashi 4-on-1. That would definitely be the most intelligent thing to do from their perspective, and they've already done that when they fought Raito and Genma. They fought 4-on-2, which was the right choice because none of them would be able to compete against a Jonin by themselves. So how would that fight play out? Well, say what you will about Kakashi not having a lot of chakra and all that, especially in part 1, but he is still a very formidable foe. If we use sheer power scaling, the Sound 4 were very heavily fatigued after finding 2 Jonins that were out of chakra because Raito and Genma,
like I said, they was out of chakra. And both of them are like mid Jonin, low to mid tier Jonin.
Mistake themselves that they were out of chakra when they fought the Sound 4.
We should throw together a team of Jonin and send them in as a backup. I mean, granted, we're coming from off a mission and out of chakra, but look what happened to us Jonin against folks like that. A handful of game won't do. But man, if it was Sasuke inside that casket.
Or because they were on a mission previously and they were just checking out what's happening there and then they encountered the Sound 4 and fought them. They weren't at all in their peak condition there. Kakashi would be at his peak condition here. He would be at full chakra, not tired, and let's be real, Kakashi is much stronger than Genma and Raito put together. Those two characters are kind of featless. Raito got destroyed by 2 kunais in the Konoha Crush arc, and Genma was stalemating Baki. Yeah, that's not really a big feat, I would say. But let's go through the characters individually. First, Jirobo, he is the weakest member of the Sound 4 by many statements and just feats alone. He would offer absolutely no danger to Kakashi in my mind. He is this...
Kakashi wouldn't even have to activate. I don't even think Kakashi would have to waste a Raikiri on him. He wouldn't even have to activate his Sharingan, to be honest, so... After he gets rid of Jirobo, sends him out of here, he probably still be like full chakra or almost full chakra. I don't think he uses any of his secret techniques.
Slowest of them all, and his ability set is very predictable. Kakashi's Sharingan would read right through him. Also, that chakra dome wouldn't really catch Kakashi because he would just jump out of the way. He is much faster than the Genins who were sent after Sasuke, so he wouldn't fall for nearly as many of the attacks they did. Sakon is a strange one because he is not.
Sakon, yo, he let Kiba give him the slip though. I ain't gonna, I cannot fuck with him. As soon as Kankuro came, Sakon was dead instantly, bro. He does Kakashi. I could say Kakashi uses a Sharingan, but to go so far as saying he gotta use a Raikiri, I don't know.
Not very strong if you think about it. His only ability is to split his body into two with his brother, and then he only uses taijutsu after that. He has the Rashomon, which is a good defensive ability, but I don't really see it being very useful against Kakashi. Maybe his ability to infiltrate someone else's body could be dangerous to Kakashi, but I don't really see Kakashi falling for that. If anyone is outsmarting any—
Nah, bro, he let Kiba give him the slip, bro. Nah, I can't.
Anyone in this fight, Kakashi is probably going to outsmart the Sound 4, not the other way around. Kidomaru, I don't know, he doesn't really strike me as a very dangerous opponent for Kakashi either. I think Kakashi could take care of his small spiders with fire style. Very simple fire style would just burn them away. I don't think they're very durable at all. Also, I don't think his massive second stage arrows would even hit Kakashi. He would just get out of the way because he is far faster than Neji. The only thing that could maybe be useful against Kakashi is Kidomaru's ability to harden his skin through those—
Raikiri probably destroy the skin. Yeah, I say Kidomaru's the first time he uses a Raikiri. He uses them 4 times in a day. He used it once on him, he got 3.
Glands, but even that, I think Kakashi can definitely get a way around it, either through Genjutsu
Kidomaru uses web, but Kakashi would be fast enough to dodge it or cut it with
or when Kidomaru is not looking and then he attacks him from behind or something without him hardening his skin. Tayuya has her summons, which I don't think would be very dangerous at all. They're just large and a little clunky. They were much slower than Kakashi. But Tayuya has something that can have the potential to be dangerous, which is her flute genjutsu. She does have to move her fingers to control her genjutsu and her summons, so Kakashi would definitely exploit that weakness, especially because he has the Sharingan and can read movements very well. And if Shikamaru was able to do that when he was 12 years old without a Sharingan, I have no doubt in my mind Kakashi would read through Tayuya, but her genjutsu is very powerful. During the war arc, Kabuto, using that genjutsu, was able to trap Itachi and Sasuke within it. Sure, they broke out of it with their Sharingan, but they had to use their genjutsu on each other to break the other out, which is not something as simple as breaking yourself out. It's probably safe to assume that Kabuto's version of the genjutsu is much more powerful, because in the actual fight against Tayuya, Shikamaru was easily able to break out of it, breaking his own finger with his shadow possession. So even if Kakashi is caught, he probably has a way to escape it, just like Shikamaru had. But what I can see being dangerous to Kakashi inherently could be her genjutsu and Sakon's ability to get into your body. The other thing we have to take into account is that when the Sound 4 fights as a unit, they become more powerful than the sum of its parts. Now, they may have some teamwork strategies to work with their jutsus, but as we never see that happening on screen at least, we can't really assume much. What we can speculate on is that whether or not all their jutsus combined, swarming them on Kakashi, would be able to beat him. Naturally, he is much more powerful than any of them, but maybe their strength in numbers would make up for the difference. Still, Kakashi is very powerful. If they were fighting against a Jonin that's more cocky and maybe more arrogant, they would have a better chance, but Kakashi is the type of opponent that always tests what his opponents can do before he goes in for the kill. We can see that in the fight against Pain when he used a Lightning Shadow Clone to fight half of the battle. He is a very cautious fighter. He also does that so that he can form a strategy during the time when he is distracting them with his initial jutsus to find out their abilities and then counter them appropriately. The Sound 4 has a massive issue here when they're fighting Kakashi, because Kakashi is just much faster than any of them.
Faster, smarter, and they're all 4 of them are just too cocky. they're bound to make a mistake. That's over.
And he has the Raikiri. And some people may underestimate the power of the Raikiri, may say it's not that strong or whatever, but the Raikiri is a one-shot kill against any of the Sound 4 members. If Kakashi hits that, they die. There's nothing to do about it. He pierces through your heart/lungs and you're done for. Just like what happened with Haku in the first arc of the series. And I have no doubt in my mind that Kakashi would be fast enough and have the appropriate reaction time with his Sharingan to do that. The Sound 4 would definitely not fight in their base form against Kakashi. They would immediately jump to the Curse Mark 2, just like they did when they were fighting Genma and Raito. Base Sasuke was destroying the base Sound 4 when they fought against him. If they fought against Kakashi in base, they would just die in 2 seconds. So this entire time, I'm assuming they are starting off at Curse Mark 2, because otherwise they would have absolutely no chance. And if you think about it, Curse Mark 2 is a very limited jutsu because they cannot maintain it for too long. The curse mark will overtake their body, especially on the second stage, which is much more taxing and consumes you much more than the first stage. Sasuke couldn't really keep it for very long against his fight against Naruto. Sure,
Forgot in after that he got to fight Sasuke, so
Sasuke was using it for the first time there, but the point remains. None of these Sound 4 members used the second stage of the curse mark for a very long time when they fought against the Genins. When they fight against Kakashi, they already have to start with that activated, meaning that they'll fight the entire fight with it, and Kakashi is a much stronger opponent with literally 1,000 jutsus in his arsenal to pull from, with a Raikiri that can kill them instantly, regardless of the curse mark form they're in. Kakashi may be the mean guy that doesn't have enough chakra, but in this particular fight, time plays in Kakashi's favor, and maybe Kakashi could have a hard time fighting them here. Time plays be the.
I want to use the Sharingan too much cameras. What fight was that? Oh, I think that was after the fight with Zabuza.
The mean guy that doesn't have enough chakra. But in this particular fight, time plays in Kakashi's favor. And maybe Kakashi could have a hard time fighting them here, but in the end of the day, I see Kakashi killing them all and bringing Sasuke back. Maybe if they catch Kakashi off guard, Kakashi killing them all time fighting them here, but in the end of the day, I see Kakashi killing them all and bringing Sasuke back. Maybe if they catch Kakashi off guard, or if they have an amazing teamwork strategy that we've never seen before, which I can't really think of, at least on the top of my head here, Kakashi would just take them out. And if Kakashi is able to ambush them or catch them off guard while they're transporting Sasuke, then they are just completely destroyed. This fight is assuming that Kakashi fights them in a fair fight, quote unquote, when they are not surprised or anything, because if Kakashi gets them while they're not in Curse Mark 2, while they're distracted or whatever.
Oh my god, if Kakashi gets one literally in their base form, like, jeez, like, if he could just take 2 out, that's game. That's GG. That's game, bro.
And Kakashi has a lot of ways to do that because, as I said, he is very intelligent and has 1,000 jutsus. If he ever does that, they are absolutely destroyed. But if they fight head-on,
he instantly kills him, takes the casket. He's back. He's back. He's going to the Leaf Village, nigga. He's turning it on.
I think it could be an interesting fight where Kakashi actually has to sweat a little bit, but in the end of the day, he takes Sasuke back. However,
nah, he should have did. Well, let me see if he does it. I want to see, like, how would Kakashi fare against, like, Sasuke. I know Kakashi would probably, like, win, you know, most likely if he, like, still has, like, at least 2 Raikiris left. But I'm saying we already know Sasuke would have to just go straight to Curse Mark Stage 2. He wouldn't even compete with Kakashi at 3 Tomoe Sharingan. So he would have to, like, go full power immediately. And he probably would still lose if Kakashi is, like, at least half strength.
There is another scenario here. If Kakashi left even later and met the Sound 4 when Kimimaro intercepted them.
Okay,
Kimimaro is a vastly more powerful shinobi than anyone in the Sound 4 as well. And we know that because they're all afraid of him, and just by feats as well. He fought against Gaara, which is much more powerful than the Genins who were sent after Sasuke. And also Rock Lee. He was kind of stomping Rock Lee. Drunk Lee gave him a little bit of trouble, but at the end of the day, he wasn't really in danger there. And we have to remember that this Kimimaro is was very badly sick and not in his prime, but still this would be the version fighting Kakashi in this what if scenario anyway.
Yeah.
So if Kakashi takes on Kimimaro one-on-one, the only complicated jutsu for Kakashi when he faces Kimimaro is his very durable skin. When he uses that layer of bones around his
Yeah, the Raikiri wouldn't pierce it.
him to protect
So
himself,
he would have to do
but
some
I
help.
kind of
I
get
don't
the
know.
feeling that the Raikiri would pierce through that anyway.
The Raikiri would not pierce through that bone. Nah, you cannot be saying the Raikiri could pierce through that bone. I don't think it can. Wait. Okay, let's say this. So Kimimaro was trying to we already know Kimimaro's bone is not as strong as Gaara's perfect defense, Shukaku shield. So we gotta scale like the Raikiri to that in kind of a sense. I don't know though. We know it's not indestructible because it did break on Gaara's Shukaku shield. I don't know.
Way because the Raikiri pierces through almost everything in the entire series. The other jutsu Kimimaro has.
We seen Sasuke Shidori pierce through anything. I haven't seen Kakashi's. I don't know. If it was Sasuke's, yeah. Doesn't it matter how strong the user is too?
It could be a little bit of trouble. Is his final dance the one he used?
But even if the Raikiri doesn't pierce, Kakashi still wins. Mid diff, I say.
To cover that entire field with bones.
Mid to high diff. I wouldn't even say high diff. It's like in the middle, like mid, and then just going a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But he gets the job done.
And then he can also move through them. That's a very powerful jutsu, very large scale that would be problematic for Kakashi. But even so, if Kakashi fights Kimimaro alone, Kimimaro doesn't have much of a chance, especially in the state he was in, very sick. Kakashi just has to outlast him for a while and he'll just die by himself. And Kakashi is still much more powerful than Gaara was in part 1 when he fought Kimimaro as well. But what if Kimimaro joined the Sound 4 and they fought Kakashi 5-on-1? Now with Kimimaro, which is by far the most powerful in their team, how would they fare against Kakashi?
I would say you just let like Kimimaro fight Kakashi and the Sound 4 just give him back up, because if the Sound 4 tries to blitz Kakashi, it's not gonna go good for them. So you just gotta, I don't think they could like jump him. I don't know. They would just have to like back up Kimimaro in this instance.
The addition of Kimimaro really complicates Kakashi's life here. He's a ninja that's much more equivalent to Kakashi in skill than anyone in the Sound 4, so it's not like when Kakashi was just outscaling them in ability and skills and all that. Kimimaro actually poses a threat, and when he has the Sound 4 backing him up here, that would be very problematic, and I can see Kakashi struggling a lot against those 5, especially when they can just enter the curse mark stage 2 right out of the gate, and if Kimimaro does the same thing as well, Kakashi's probably in big trouble. Now, am I saying Kakashi would never win this 5-on-1? No, I think he has a chance if he plays his cards absolutely right, but Kimimaro being there makes things very difficult, because we see that Kimimaro is a Jonin level opponent by himself in that fight against Gaara, and he only lost because he died in the middle of it. He was going to kill Gaara if he hadn't died. And the Sound 4 are a very good support team. I mean, they were the guys supporting Orochimaru when he was fighting Hiruzen. Orochimaru trusted those guys enough to let them be the ones using the jutsu to keep the barrier up. So they definitely have something going for them in terms of being supports. And in character, that's exactly what would happen. Kimimaro would just bust them
Yeah, he would have to be, like, they would have to be support. They couldn't really fight him.
around, tell them what to do, and they would serve as support fighters against Kakashi as Kimimaro is doing the heavy lifting. And that fight, I really think Kakashi would struggle, especially in part 1, because Kakashi didn't have as much chakra and he didn't have access to the Mangekyo, which in Shippuden became his get out jail free card essentially. Now maybe if Kakashi is able to focus Kimimaro right out of the gate with some type of strategy using a lot of combinations and jutsus and all that, and land a Raikiri at Kimimaro in the beginning of the fight, take him out early, that could be the strategy to go for during this fight after he takes down down Kimimaro, things become much easier. So I think that would be his optimal strategy in this scenario. Take Kimimaro out first, which I'm not saying would be something easy to do, but if Kakashi lands a Raikiri, I think it's definitely something possible. Watch this video right here to find out who would have won the tuning exams in Naruto. Comment below what you think about this scenario with Kakashi, and also subscribe to this channel to help me out, and like the video as well. Thanks for watching.
Hey man, so I love that video. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, do y'all fuck with the anime stuff on the channel? Let me know, bro. Let me know. But hey, I'm saying, who now if the story goes as normal, if the story goes normal, just to sound forward, and Kimimaro later comes, then Kakashi brings Sasuke back mid to high diff. Now, if Kimimaro's with them from the jump, I still believe Kakashi could pull something out his ass. It could go either way, honestly, bro. It depends. But it's going to be extremely high diff for Kakashi. And if he wins, he probably wouldn't even have enough strength to bring Sasuke back. He would probably have to rest for like maybe a day. And then Sasuke would just hop out the casket and just run away. So I don't know if he brings him back if Kimimara's there. But But it has to be part 1 Kakashi. If it's part 2 Kakashi, like it's over, because then he has the Mangekyo Sharingan, he has Kamui. It's pretty much a wrap. So yeah, that's why they didn't say. That's why they didn't say beginning of part 2 Kakashi. It has to be part 1. It has to be part 1. It can't be Shippuden Kakashi. But anyway, y'all, I like that video. Let me know if you guys like it. Let me know if you guys want to see more. And until my next video.